Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 6 clarinet learning mistakes that will slow down your progress. That's right, these are mistakes that you can make when learning to play the clarinet, and they will massively, substantially, significantly, insanely have the potential to slow down your progress. Let's get right into the video, and many beginners make these mistakes, so don't feel guilty if you're making them. I made some of these mistakes myself as I was learning to play the clarinet, but definitely stop making the mistakes as soon as you can if you want to progress with your learning to play of the clarinet instrument, okay? I don't know if that made full sense, but we're going to go with it. Number 1 is not moving enough air. A lot of people underestimate how much air speed you need to play the clarinet. They start just trying to play lightly and it sounds like this. And they're not getting any sound, right? Right? You need to move air. Don't be afraid. Look at my cheeks. Okay, now I do apologize. The reed on this instrument is quite dry, so it's hard to get a good sound out of it right now, but you get the idea. Not moving enough air is a huge mistake. Really make sure you're puffing out those cheeks and blowing that air. And it should be quite loud when you're learning how to play. You can learn how to play softly as you get more experience, but when you're learning, when you're a beginner, just play loudly. Get that sound out of the instrument. Number 2 is holding it improperly. You know, when I first learned how to play, I actually just had my right hand above, and I was trying to play like this, and I was like, how do I reach these notes over here? It doesn't make sense. And then I learned your left hand has to be on top. And then I was like, oh, now I see I can reach these notes over here more easily. So learn how to hold the clarinet properly and learn, just take like 10 minutes and practice holding it properly so when you pick it up, you know exactly where your fingers go, right? You want to be able to grab it like this and know exactly where your fingers go without even looking. As a beginner, it's okay to look, but you want to just work your way so that you can hold the clarinet, and then when you grab it, you can just locate your finger holes immediately, okay? Like your home spaces. That's generally what they're called, the home buttons over here. You know where they go, where your fingers go right away. Okay, so holding it improperly is a huge mistake. Number 3, practicing bad habits and not correcting them. So for instance, if you have your hands in the wrong orientation and you practice like that, that'd be a huge mistake. If your embouchure is not correct and you keep practicing with incorrect embouchure, it's a huge mistake, which is your lip positioning on the mouthpiece. So correct those bad habits as soon as you can, because if you don't, you're going to hinder your progress. Number 4 is not learning the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the basics of playing the clarinet are proper embouchure, okay? Playing your scales, your basic scale, playing a few of these simple arpeggios, and just, you know, like holding it the right way and so forth. Learn the fundamentals before you move on to other things. Like you want to play high notes, right? You want to break the scale, right? You want to go above, you want to basically go above the break of the scale. That's generally what it's called. You want to know the fundamentals of the scale, and then you can go above the break, right? Very, very simple. Learn the fundamentals. If you don't learn the fundamentals, that's a huge mistake. Number 5 is not warming up. Before you play your instrument, make sure that your wooden reed piece right here is wet and moist, and make sure that you have warmed up. That's why if I play now, it's not going to sound great. I'm not getting that great of a tone. I probably won't be able to play a high note if I try. Okay, I can, but that's just because I'm pretty decent. But anyways, you know, make sure that the reed is moist and wet. Make sure that you've warmed up. If you don't warm up, it's going to hinder your progress, because everything that you do pre-warm-up, pre-getting warmed up, will not be as good as it can be, which will hinder your ability to play properly, okay? Last but not least is clarinet learning mistake that will slow down your progress. Number 6 is relying only on a tuner for the notes and not on your own ear. So yes, it's important to use a tuner to hear the notes so that you can essentially hit those notes properly with the right pitch, the right tonality, and so forth. But you want to rely on your ear as well. And obviously a tuner is scientific, but your ear is going to tell you how it will sound. Because people in the audience are not going to be sitting there with a tuner looking at the notes that you're playing. They're going to be listening. So you want it to sound good. So, you know, it's important to rely on a tuner, but don't only rely on a tuner. Listen to what it sounds like as well. And that is essentially it. Those are 6 clarinet learning mistakes that will slow down your progress significantly. Avoid making them at all costs. Sorry about that. I did have a little fluff on my arm. I was working out earlier. I was wearing this shirt, which is why it still looks a little bit sweaty and discolored. This is like my workout shirt that I sweat in. And I was wiping my face, and there was just fluff all on my face constantly. So I don't know what's going on with this shirt, but there's just fluff all over it. So sorry that I had to pause to just pick off some additional pieces of fluff, as you can see right there. I don't know, maybe something happened. Oh, I know, I washed this with a blanket actually, and that blanket has a lot of fuzz on it, which also lets me know that all of the other clothes that I washed in that load are probably gonna have fuzz on them. So I'm gonna have to go through with the lint roller and just get all the fuzz off, because it's a pretty full load, but it's all good. Anyways, at least I solved it. But those are some, back to business, those are some clarinet learning mistakes that you should avoid. If you want to progress at a good pace, avoid those mistakes as much as possible. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.